Forrest Gump's childhood in the novel was marked by his low IQ and his mother's unwavering support. Despite facing bullying and discrimination, Forrest's mother instilled in him a strong sense of self-worth and taught him to always do the right thing. Forrest also had a talent for running, which would eventually lead him to great success in his adult life.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, N-E-double-L. I said so, I keep big bills up in my hood, don't look dirty like Bledsoe. Ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful. And I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed.
Hello, I'm Coach Bear Bryant, and I'd like to recruit you to the University of Alabama.
I'm Forrest. I'm on the University of Alabama, Rhode Island.
Forrest's football career in the novel was characterized by his incredible speed and strength, which allowed him to excel as a running back. Despite being initially underestimated by his coaches and teammates, Forrest proved himself to be an invaluable member of the team and helped lead his team to victory in several important games. His football career was cut short, however, due to an injury sustained during the game.
You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. When the
Forrest's friendship with Bubba in the novel was a close and meaningful one. The two met at the University of Alabama and quickly bonded over their shared experiences growing up in the South. They then both got drafted in the Army and went through basic training together. Bubba taught Forrest about the shrimping business, and the two made plans to start their own shrimping company after the war. Tragically, Bubba was killed in action during a battle in Vietnam, leaving Forrest devastated. Despite his grief, Forrest remained committed to fulfilling their dream of starting a shrimping company, which he eventually did in honor of his friend.
In the arms of the fly away from me on this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are
Forrest's career in the Army in the novel began. He was drafted to fight in Vietnam War. Despite facing many challenges due to his low IQ, Forrest proved himself to be a brave and loyal soldier. He was awarded the Medal of Honor for his heroic acts during a battle, which included saving the lives of several of his fellow soldiers. After the war, Forrest returned home as a wounded veteran and struggled to adjust to civilian life. However, he eventually found success in a number of different careers.
Oh!
Forrest's career as a ping pong champion in the novel began when he was stationed in Vietnam during the war. He discovered that he had a natural talent for the sport and quickly became a skilled player. When he returned to the United States, he began competing in tournaments and eventually became a world champion. Despite his success, Forrest remained humble and always gave credit to his friend and coach, who had taught him the intricacies of the game. Forrest's career as a wrestler in the novel began when he was recruited by a professional wrestling promoter. Despite initially struggling with the physical demands of the sport, Forrest quickly learned how to use his strength and ability to his advantage. He became a popular wrestler known for his signature move, the Bama Slam. However, Forrest eventually grew tired of the scripted nature of professional wrestling and decided to retire from the sport. Forrest's career as a chess champion was brief but impressive. After watching a chess game in a park, he became fascinated with the game and began studying it intensely. He quickly became a skilled player and began competing in tournaments. Despite facing discrimination and ridicule from other players due to his low IQ, Forrest remained focused and determined, eventually winning the United States Chess Championship. His success in the game helped to dispel many of the negative stereotypes that people had about him.
Forrest over there! I think there's a shrimp over there. I think the shrimp's that away. All the way down to the bottom. I got that shrimp, Forrest! I got a shrimp, Forrest!
Forrest's career as a shrimp boat captain in the novel began after he fulfilled his promise to Bubba to start their own shrimping company. Despite facing many challenges, including bad weather and equipment failures, Forrest remained committed to his business and eventually became a successful captain. However, his success was not without tragedy, as his boat was destroyed by a hurricane, leaving him with nothing. Despite this setback, Forrest remained optimistic and eventually rebuilt his business, becoming a successful and respected member of the shrimping community.
In the ending of the novel, Forrest Gump sees Forrest reunited with his childhood sweetheart, Jenny, who he has loved for many years. Despite the fact that Jenny has led a difficult life with many struggles and hardships, Forrest remains devoted to her. They eventually marry and have a son together. However, their happiness is cut short when Jenny leaves him for another man. He thinks for a while about whether he can win Jenny back somehow, but he realizes their son is probably better off with her and her husband. Forrest tells Dan that he wants to travel, together with Sue. They begin moving through the South, playing music everywhere they go, and finally settling in New Orleans, which Forrest feels suits him perfectly.